Well, and here is our first window. We're going to start getting to know Unity 6 a little bit. Its interface before we start configuring to download our character, place our city, right? Everything working. This here is our Unity 6, right? So it is something new for those who want to start learning to develop their games, right? So in 2025, it will be widely used from now on, right? It has a lot of improvements and also new features for us to discover, okay? And now, folks, you will learn a bit about the interface. Your scene window is the window where you place objects, you manipulate the objects, the items you will place in the scene, okay? And here in your game tab, the tab of the game is the tab where the game will be running, right? The gameplay is what you see when you start your game on Steam. You play, it's in this window here. This here is for building. It's the window where we will build, right? Create the scenarios, the enemies, the explosions. It's the developer's creation area. This here is the window where the person will play. And here then is the scene window that we will use the most for development. So the developer works in this window here. The other most important window is the window. You will come here, click on window, go here to animation, and then go to your animator. The second option. This window here is the window for your character animations. We will use it later. You can leave it here for now. These are the three we will be using. So all the objects in this scene will be here, you see. Your camera, if you click, will show its position here. If you click on your light, which is your directional light, it will be here in this scene. And the global volume, right? So you observe here in your game window. You don't see, you don't visualize either the light or the effects, right? Which is the post-processing here, nor your main camera. Alright, the hairs in your window, you can see them. Look there. You can even see their position. If you press the W key on the keyboard or the mouse, you will move forward. Look. If you hold your right mouse button, you can have a view, right? Where you can look in any direction you want. And if you keep it pressed, the right mouse button, and press the W key, you can move forward. And move backward to the side. With D, you go right. With A, you go left. So you can have a full movement of your scene window here. Okay? You can get closer here to our camera. Basic movements you can have here in Unity. And with the mouse scroll, you can also zoom. Look at that. So this here will help you a lot, right? These keys are the main ones here in Unity. You notice that the camera there, it is filming that area there, and that area it is filming is this game area here. Look, okay? It's filming over there, looking forward. So, we learned here that we will now learn something really cool, which is, for example, the camera options. So, all the objects you add here, if you right click here with the mouse, numerous options will appear, right? Basically, from here you can delete, rename, select all, and from here downward is the part of actually creating the object. So here you will create a 3D object, so it will add 3D objects to your scene, or you simply have to create an empty game object. Look, it created an object for you here, empty, and the only thing it must have by default, so mandatorily it has a transform. So all game objects have a transform. If I come here and try to go to remove, you notice there isn't an option to remove it here. So basically, they all have to have a transform. Even if it is not an object here in our scene, right? It is not a sphere, it is not even a square. You can also delete it. I key there with the delete key on the keyboard, or with a right click on delete. Now let's learn the settings we have here for each object. So in our main camera, you will notice that when I click on the main camera, you'll have here on the right side, you have all the camera options available here in this inspector panel. If you click here on your light, right, which is called directional light, here in your inspector window, you have all the options available for you to use. For example, its emission of this light, right? The part about whether it will be directional or local has shadows, renderings. So in this hierarchy window here is where you will have placing your objects to be in your scene. And here on your right side is an inspector where you inspect your objects, right? What are the components inside it? So here the global volume has the post-processing. Your camera, there are components related to your camera, which is basically the distance at which it will observe there, the distance you will observe, right? We'll have the field of view, focus, and here we usually set it to 6 star by default. And also the distance, here there's the far, which is the distance it will see. Let's leave it here for now at 1000, which is by default. We learned about these parts of the basic configurations of our Unity. So all the objects you download that you drag from the internet and put here, three-dimensional objects, three-dimensional textures, they stay here inside assets. And here in this corner also relates to assets, okay? So here, in this part here is the assets, which is what we're viewing. This part here is the package, which is exactly the packages we have here in our Unity. We can later do its installations, right? Which we will learn to do. Okay, we already learned some things here, which is our project that has all this part of our assets, which are the folders you can create. So when you click and click here with the mouse, with the right button, you have the option that will open for you to create a new folder. So there is here, look, create a folder, create a material. You can create animations, you can create audio, right? So here it has other configurations that we different from the hierarchy part, the hierarchy window, but we'll learn that slowly. For now, we are just learning the window part where you can be here. You can increase, decrease it, customize Unity the way you think is best. The last window, which we are now going to learn, will be this one here, console. Any type of error in Unity bug, it will appear in this window here, console. Okay. All the programming paths, it will appear in this window here, but this is not where we will program, okay? We program in Visual Studio. This will only show you the errors related to where we write our code. So going back to our project window, you've already learned here that these are the three main windows that we will be using the most. Remember that you can remove this here, so it doesn't always show up here. It's up to you. You can come here, remove, click here on proceed, ready, it was removed. You can save here, do a save. It is very important to do a save, both ways. You notice here, look, there's a normal save and there's a save project, right? This one will save your window settings and this one will save all the changes you make to your project. So always save both ways. Save, and here you will also click on Save Project. There, it saved both ways, right? So here we will start using Unity in the next class. See you later and bye.